So for those of you that have been watching for a while, you'll know that we've had a bit of a problem with our roof. We've got a little bit of a leak up there, but only when it rains in a certain direction. So now that we're back here at base, we're going to go up and have a little look. So I'm going to go find the ladder, which I think is just behind here. And we're going to jump up there and see if we can solve this problem. All right, let's go have a little look. Oh, a little bit wonky. All right, so I'm up here on the roof. We're going to give you a little bit of a backstory about this roof. So when we bought the lorry, the roof was completely sealed, watertight, absolutely fine. What we then had is I decided to go over the whole thing with a product called Acropol, which is it's a sealant paint which is flexible. It has fiberglass in it as well, so it adds a little bit of strength. It also helps with solar, bounces the sun's rays sort of off the surface, and I went over it with that. Now when we had the electrics put in, that's where the leaks started, and that is because that is where there's a housing just here, and that's where the solar cables come inside. Now the first time we had a leak, this was actually hanging off, so I resealed it, and by the look of it, it is still on solid. However, what we're getting now is when the lorry's parked nose down and the rain's coming in from behind, we are still getting a little bit of water inside the lorry. So there's something going on. Now, my instinct is telling me it's still something to do with this housing, because that's where the leak originated from. And as I said, it was hanging off. But there's nothing here that indicates a leak at all. Like, that looks absolutely solid, which means we have a leak coming in from somewhere else. Yeah, so I think this is the plan. The plan is we're going to give the roof a little bit of a wash, and then I'm going to use a sealant, an external sealant, CT1. I'm going to go around every single joint on this roof, and I'm then going to do another coat of Acropol right over the top of it. And if we still have a leak after that, then God knows. Right, so that is the roof all washed off. Now I've been debating for the last half an hour, do I go round all the joints with CT1 first and then paint afterwards, or do I paint first and then seal afterwards? So I've decided I'm going to do the Acropol paint first, and then once it's cured in a couple of days, go round all the joints with CT1, and hopefully this sorts the problem out. So let's get the Acropol stirred up, because it's got a load of fiberglass bits in it that just repairs all the holes and all that sort of stuff, adds a bit of strength. So get that stirred up, get ladders up and get this painted. Right, let's see how this turns out. Right, so it's going on quite well. Doing it slightly thicker than I did it the first time round, because this is the second time I've Acropoled this. Did it the first time when there was nothing else on the roof, so before the air vents went in, before the solar panels and that went in. Did it the first time, but yeah, turn the camera around, you can sort of see there the line. So I've sort of done this, and then obviously I'll jump around that side to do the other bit. Looking quite nice. So definitely going to need another tin. I'm about halfway through this tin already, so I'll be able to get maybe up to that vent, maybe half the roof done. If I can get half the roof done, then that'd be good, and then I can go get another tin, so that'd be 5 kg. That's the only thing with this stuff, because it's got the fiberglass resin in it and all the rest. It's, you know, this roof will take about 5 kg, so it's had in total about 10 kg of paint on the top. So it should be nice and strong, should be fantastic at reflecting that solar to stop the inside getting hot. but it is actually quite hot today. It's about mid-20s, 24 maybe, something like that, but inside the lorry is really cool. So that 30mm insulation when we built this is working an absolute treat. Done. I'm out of a tin, so I need to go back to Wickes, grab another tin. But effectively we've done half the lorry roof, and well, we're actually probably more like 70% done, because that side has got 2 solar panels, this side only the 1. So what we'll do is we'll go tomorrow to get another tin, we'll get the rest done, and then the end of the tin is always thicker. I know what you're going to say, give it a good stir, but it naturally is thicker at the bottom, that I found anyway. So I'm going to then use that and to go along all the joins, and I think we should be done. Right, so another day, another job. So you might be aware we are heading back out to mainland Europe very soon. We've got a few jobs to do. This one involves Rosie here. Come here, in this bit. So Rosie has been sitting in this little centre tray in the cab since she was a pup, but she's now getting big, isn't she, girl? Yeah, she's getting too big, so I'm going to make her a new bed for the front cab in the centre. She likes sitting up looking out the windows and stuff, so we're going to get that made right now. Okay, so for this little project we have got a little bit of 5.5mm ply, I've got a bit of batten, 22 by 47mm, and finally we've got a little bit of car carpet which we're going to wrap around the whole thing to make it look nice in the cab, and that is a smoke coloured carpet, so it should match a little bit with the dash. 450 by 500 maybe. All right, 450 by 550 I think is what we're going to do. 450 by 550. Perfect. Jack, can you hold this end for me? Okay, Mum. Yeah, I need you out here now. Okay, good. Okay, let's go see if it fits. Okay, moment of truth. Okay, so that's it there in the middle. So we're actually going to leave a little gap at the back here. That's where Ted can actually put some books and stuff like that. And we're going to push it right forward because underneath there's a good base. It's not going to get in the way of me changing gear or anything like that. And it's not going to get in the way of Kira either. So I think that's a good size. I'm not even going to trim it down. I said 550, this is 600 or 606. I think we're going to keep it as that. Okay, so now that we know it fits, we're going to cut our batten to length, get all that fixed together. Okay, so I am picking up where I left off, and that is half the lorry roof is done. I've got the other half to do. It's more like probably 2/3 done, a third left to do. So we ran out of paint. I've had to go out and get some more. It's about 8 o'clock at night. We've just taken the dog for her animal health certificate. Kira will fill you in on that later because we got an absolute bargain. And yeah, so it's 8 o'clock at night. I'm going to crack on for another couple of hours and get this roof done. All right, I've done all I can do tonight. There's a little bit of mildew settling on the roof, so I'm not going to carry on. I'm going to stop. I'll wait until maybe 10 o'clock tomorrow morning when the sun gets rid of all that mildew, and then finish the rest. It's not much, it's probably another half an hour's work fingers crossed this solves our leaky roof.
You may remember that we recently sold everything that we had in our storage unit, but there is just one item left that we need to get rid of. My wedding dress. It's going to charity. It is going to the wedding wishing well. I'm going to send it off very soon. Nipped to the post office this morning to get a box big enough to pop it in the post. But before we do that, I thought it'd be really nice to get some pictures of Piper in the wedding dress, just for the memories. Oh, you look beautiful, girl. Look at you. Can you do us a little twirl?
You are the sun, a gift of light. You are the moon, my comfort at night. You are
and in true Jack fashion, give us a twirl. So the charity this is going to is called the Wedding Wishing Well, and it's basically a charity that helps people fulfill their wish of getting married when they're suffering with a terminal illness. So this will get sent to someone who is wishing to get married before they pass away. So it's a really sweet thing to do. And if you have got a wedding dress just stuck in the attic and you know you don't really need it, but you just don't want to let it go, and this is a really nice thing to do. And I'm really, really glad that it's what I've chosen to do. Because it is a hard thing, getting rid of your wedding dress. For some reason it feels like we should keep them. But you know what? This will be much, much nicer.
Okay, so I'm now carrying on with with Rosie's cab bed. So what I've actually done, we did test it out. We took it for a ride back into town, and the edging that I put on was just too short to actually keep her nice and steady. So what I've done is I've doubled it up. I've got another length of timber and I've battened it up. So now it's double deep. So it's 47 mil. So it's that 94 mil wide now. So that's plenty. Now is the tricky job, and that is carpeting the whole thing to make it look better. Now I've done carpeting before and I didn't really enjoy it. It's like a flat surface, fine, but getting all the little nooks and crannies, very difficult. And this is a box, so we're going to give it a go. It's not going to be perfect, so yeah, don't expect marvelous work here. Okay, so what I've got to do this is I've got a bit of carpet, just carpet lining off trusted Amazon, and I got a little bit of spray adhesive. Let's get going. Give it a good shake. I think it's that way. Make sure it's relatively square.
Here we are. So Rosie's bed is all finished. Rick's fixed it down nicely so it's not going anywhere, and we've popped in a little mat just to make it nice and comfortable for her. So hopefully this is going to be so much better. I mean, she looks like she likes it. Now obviously we're going back out to Europe very soon, and I know Rick mentioned about Rosie's animal health certificate, and I was going to give you a bit more information on that. So the long-term plan is to get a pet passport. Lots of people are doing it just so that they don't have to keep getting the animal health certificate every time. This time round we haven't got one yet, so we need the animal health certificate to take her to Europe. Now I phoned a few vets to start with, and I was given quotes of over 200. And animal health certificates, they're not like pet passports, they're not like a set price like pet passports were. Basically vets can charge whatever the hell they like, and lots of them don't really like doing the animal health certificates, so they have the upper price point because they're not really that interested. So after phoning a few different vets and realising that I really didn't want to pay the £200, one of them actually recommended that we go to a place called My Travel Pets in Bury St Edmunds, and they were charging just £110 for the animal health certificate, which is really, really good, saving of over £100, which I was dead chuffed with. So if you are trying to get your animal health certificate, definitely phone around the different vets. Don't just stick to your local one or whatever. Phone around or go to My Travel Pets in Bury St Edmunds if you're near there, because it's worth saving that bit of money. Rosie, what are you doing? Just licking my fingers. Why do we get dogs, huh? Thanks, darling. I need those kisses.
So there is some major delays. There's been a 7-mile tailback. What you doing?
Richard?
Yeah, you heard right.